everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Madison and I am back with another video for you guys today. It's been a long time since I have made a video. I know, okay, but I haven't been gone as long as you may think. If you only follow me on YouTube and that is the only time that you hear from me, then you probably feel like I've been gone way longer than I have, but I haven't. So this brings me to my next thing that I have to say. If you have an Instagram or a Facebook, I do encourage you to follow me on those social media platforms because I upload on there a lot lately, or a lot now. I've been uploading on there a lot lately simply because sometimes I have a word to release, and I call it like an instant word when I feel like I need to put it out like immediately. And so it's always quicker to use Instagram and Facebook because it's just right here on my phone. I type what I need to say and it's uploaded, it's up there. Or there are also times when I'm not around Wi-Fi to upload my video. In order to upload my videos with my camera, after I record them, I need Wi-Fi. I don't always have my laptop with me, and it just takes longer to record a video and edit it and put it up, wait on it to upload and all that kind of stuff. So if you do have an Instagram or a Facebook, go ahead and follow me on there. My names will be in the description box down below. And also, guys, happy New Year's. I know Christmas already passed, but anyways, Merry Christmas and just happy holidays. I'm so excited about this new year. I believe God is going to do some amazing things in 2020. It's a new year, but it's not only a new year, y'all, it is a new decade, and that is just something to be excited about. Just to be here, you're blessed to even be here. So I always say, if you are still alive, there is still a purpose, okay? Period. Nothing, no more, no less. That's just that. I believe that 2020 is going to be a great year. Like I said, no matter what situation you're in, everybody is not in the same predicament. Everybody does not have the same circumstances surrounding them at the moment, and that's fine. I totally believe you can be going through something not so good and still try your best to make the best of it. I know there are sometimes there are some things that you're gonna go through in life and it's like, yo, I just cannot. But it's how we think about it. We have to control our mind first, and then everything else will follow, because the only person that you can control is yourself. But anyways, I'm excited for this year and everything that God has for me this year. 2020, I'm coming for every single thing that God has for me. But before I can actually enjoy this year, before I got to the space where I am right now, there was a lot that I had to do, okay? And this brings me to the actual video. So before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have anything to say, comments or anything like that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You will be notified every single time I post a video. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into this video. All right, y'all, so I had to change a couple things around because I realized that there were some things that was in y'all's view. But anyways, like I was saying, I realized that before I can actually enjoy this year and obtain everything that God has for me, I had to make some changes and go through a process, and all that good, not so good stuff that people really don't want to go through. We try to avoid, but whatever. Anyway, so in 2019, I had a whole lot of blessings in 2019, no doubt. However, 2019 was a tough year for me. It was kind of hard. I went through a lot in that year, and so just thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, just knowing where I came from to where I am today, God is so awesome, so faithful, so amazing. I can go on and on. So like I said, I had a lot of blessings in 2019, but then I realized that I was under attack, okay? So, and for those of you who don't understand what that is, the enemy, the devil, will attack at times, and I mean, it's just something that happens, and that is just that. You really don't have much control over it. I was reading up on like some things today about how Jesus fasted for 40 days and for 40 nights, and then they it said how the devil then came to attack him. Okay, so it's just things like that, and it's just like when things are just basically going wrong in life and stuff like that, and you could just feel that the enemy is trying to destroy you, take you off course, distract you, all of those kinds of things. So basically, I was gonna say I quickly realized I was under attack, but that was definitely not the case. I honestly did not realize everything that happened. I knew what happened, of course, because I was living it out, but I never understood what was going on until actually, like, I want to say like the last day of 2019, or like the last week of 2019. And this was just because, like, I mean, of course I've been praying, but I was writing in my journal and God spoke to me, and I realized like that's what it was. So during 2019, I experienced some like betrayal, hurt, pain, just, you know, confusion. I was very confused as to why things were how they were in my life at the time. I was confused as to why me? I remember asking God, like, God, why me? Why is it me that's going through this? Why does this have to be? I was so confused about so many things. But every day I had to get up and I had to put on a smile, and it just began just eating at my soul, literally eating at my spirit. I wasn't the same Madison. I wasn't who I really am. I'm like a happy spirit, and I mean, I was still happy, but as a result of me going through these things and the offenses that came against me, and I hope I'm saying that right, they began weighing down at my soul. And to make matters worse, I was already upset at the situations that would take place, but I began being or should I say, I was shocked and even more upset at the people who offended me and who hurt my feelings, who betrayed me, who left my side, all these things. I began just being hurt that it was the people who did it, okay? That made me feel a whole different type of way that I can't even explain, like, honestly. So I'm going through this year, or last year, and at the time I'm going through the year, and I'm like, wow. I just remember thinking to myself kind of each day, like, what is going on? And like I said, I remember praying to God, and I'm asking him, like, God, can you just give me an answer? And I began kind of losing hope a little bit, and I'm just like, I just feel like, you know, with everything around me going on how it was like complete chaos. It's like the devil trying to attack from this angle, the devil trying to attack from this angle, the devil trying to attack from this angle. With everything going on, I just kind of stopped, and I just felt myself like losing it. I felt myself just breaking down, and I'm like, God, you know, where are you? Because I'm going through this, and I'm like, Lord, you know, like, can you hear me? Like, where are you? I need you. Turmoil in this area of my life. There's turmoil in this area of my life, in this area of my life, in this area of my life. And now I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you guys, and I realized why some people had to leave. It just had to happen. No easy way for some of those things to happen. And of course, we go through things in life and we have questions and we want to know, but God, why did it have to happen this way or that way? Whatever. I've come to the realization that in life, you are not going to always have the answers. Sometimes you just may never get an answer, and that is just perfectly fine, because what I recently learned after watching or listening to Robert Madu is not about our feelings, it's about our faith. So can you trust God even when you don't know why things are going how they're going? And that's what I had to realize. So I ended up hitting rock bottom. I'm at my breaking point, you know. As a result of everything going on, I just began, like, it began taking a physical toll on me, an emotional toll on me. Of course, I really didn't want to eat. if I wasn't hanging out with the very few people who I felt like I could trust at the time, I wanted to be at home, sleep in bed, just whatever, you know, just anything to not think about everything that was going on. And then there were the other, like I said, the other things that I went through was like me, just the people who I could talk to. You know, I'm so angry inside because of some things that are going on. So they are catching, you know, my anger, you know, just a glimpse of it. And that wasn't right. So one day I'm on the phone with my boyfriend and I'm like, you know, we were talking. I can't remember who called who or what we were talking about. But then I remember I ended up, I don't even know how it like came about, the conversation. Yes I do. I ended up getting upset, okay, and I was just angry. And I'm telling you, at this point in my life, this season in my life, the smallest thing ticked me off and sent me over the edge. And it wasn't because of whatever that was. It was because I had so much anger built up in me, so much frustration, and I wanted to take it out on something. I just needed it to get out of me. So one night I'm talking to my boyfriend, we're on the phone, and I ended up going off over something so small. Like, if y'all were to ask me 5 minutes after I'm sitting there and I'm just upset, if you were to ask me, what are you mad about, I would not know what to tell you. And that's the sad part about it. Just everything that went on, I just remember feeling like, when I would pray, I remember feeling like, God, where do I start? And so I remember I would just lift up my hands and just be like, God, you know, like, here's my heart. You know it even when I don't know it, because right now I don't know it. I don't know the words to describe how I feel. I don't know where to begin by asking you to put me back together. I don't know if I want to ask you to put me back together right now, because I know that I'm still angry. And although I do want to overcome this, I don't know if I want to let this anger go right now, because I'm just that mad. But anyways, that night, I got upset over something, and I just remember my boyfriend asking me, he was like, where are you? And I said, I'm at home, because I was outside in my car. By the way, y'all, my car, a lot of things take place in my car, like worship, tears, you know. My car knows the real me. I don't know, I just feel real safe in my car. But anyways, so I told him where I was, and he pulled up, and I got in the car with him. And I just remember him looking at me, and he said, you gotta let it go. He said, I know it hurts, but you have got to let it go. And at that moment, I felt such a breakthrough, because there were so many of my prayers answered in one at that moment. First of all, God had not left me. And I thought that he did, because I was going through so much, and I'm like, God, you're not showing up when I want you to. How many times do we put a time step on God, and we're like, God, you need to show up like today, like no later than tomorrow. And if things don't work out how we want them to work out, we feel like God is absent, but that's not true. And so I realized that God never left me. He loved me. He loved me so much to, he handpicked somebody who I actually felt like I could trust, okay? And one person who could actually get to me at that time in my life and talk to me, and I'm listening and taking it in and considering what they're saying. And he handpicked them, and he sent them to me to minister to me. And I'm like, God, you're here. You love me. You care about me. And so at this point, I'm just like, thank you, Jesus. And also, I realized that I had to let go of everything that I was holding on. When he told me you have to let it go, I knew everything that I needed to let go of. The things that happened to me in 2019, or the people who offended me and all these kinds of things, I had to let that go. You know, of course it hurt. A lot of things hurt. But who am I to sit here and feel as if nobody should ever hurt me? I read a verse today during devotion at work, and I think it was Matthew 5:4, but it was the book of Matthews. Don't quote me on the actual chapters and verses, but it just said that good things are going to come to good people, good things are going to come to bad people, and then there are going to be bad days for good people, and there are going to be bad days for bad people, and that's just how it was worded. And so now I'm talking to you guys, and I'm telling you guys about this, and it's just like, who am I that things aren't going to happen to me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not excluded from trials and tribulations. I mean, God even said, you know, in his word that that bad times are gonna come, but take heart because he's overcome the world. So anyways, I realized that I had to let everything go. And so I also realized that that was God giving me direction up out of my situation, because I had been asking him. I'm like, God, first of all, I don't even know what's going on, but I need you to help me to get out of this situation. Every single day I wake up and I'm mad. Every single day I wake up and I'm angry. Every single day now I wake up and I'm bitter. Every single day now I wake up and I'm frustrated. Every single day I wake up now and I'm harboring strife and unforgiveness against these people, God. But I want out. I cannot live like this because it's taking a toll on me as a person, as a child of God, as a student, as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, as a whatever. Okay, it's taking a toll on me. And so I just remember telling God, help me to get out of this situation. I literally felt so stuck. Okay, I honestly felt like last year, I felt like that was the end of me. I felt like I just was never going to come out of the situations that I'm in. And I just remember thinking that this is it. This is it. This is it. Like, it hurts so bad, I'm not going to be able to get up. But God said different, and he knew different. He knew that I was going to go through that. He knew that the enemy was going to attack me. And one thing that I had to remember is that we wrestle not flesh against blood. And so that's what I realized when my boyfriend sat and told me, you have to let it go. Of course, I realized that I needed to let all that go and give it to God, but I also had to see beyond the natural, okay? And so I asked God for eyes to help me see beyond what is really going on, and he began opening my eyes up to things. And you know, while it's not an excuse, and it doesn't excuse things that people do to you, sometimes you get to see why they may have did it and where they were coming from. And that made me at least feel a little bit better. And God is amazing because he didn't even have to show me that. He owes no one no explanation. He is all knowing. He's Alpha and Omega. He doesn't have to explain anything. But he knew that in that time that brought me some comfort, that brought me some peace, that brought me some type of answers in some way, shape, or form. But anyways, I remember sitting in that car and I just let it out. And I felt safe enough to just let my emotions flow. And I cried, and I cried that bitterness out. I cried that angerness out, and that strife, and that unforgiveness. I remember thinking to myself, because I'm not a person that ever wants to just get revenge on somebody. First of all, that's just not me, okay? However, I was angry. I was angry for two reasons. Because I wanted acknowledgement from some people. I wanted them to acknowledge what they did, okay? And I also wanted apologies, okay? So I call them the two A's, acknowledgement and apologies. And from some people I got that, but from some I didn't. And what I had to realize was that, okay, Madison, you've got to pick yourself up and move on. You've been in a predicament like this before, where you've had to move on from people who, or from somebody who hurt you, and you had no control over the situation, and they didn't apologize. And it is what it is. You have to move on with your life. You're not going to always get an apology, sis. So that's what I had to realize. And I'm like, girl, get up. Like, get on up. You just got to keep up with your life. You got to move on. You've got to move forward. It happened. Oh, well. And so I remember that night after I got out of that car, I went and I prayed to God, and I said, God, I'm confessing to you right now, I forgive this person. I forgive this person. I forgive this person. And I had to call him by name, y'all. I had to get real specific with God because, whoo, child, okay? I forgive them. What I also told God was, I said, God, I'm telling you with my mouth, I'm confessing with you that I forgive them, because I know that that's where I need to start. And with me, honestly, at this point, that's where I have to start, okay? Because my heart didn't feel like I forgave them. So I said, Lord, I'm confessing it with my mouth, and I know that is where I begin. And I said, help put my heart in the right place, God, to align with what I'm saying. I said, I forgive him, God. And it was so hard. Oh my goodness, it was so hard to do that. It's like I got so comfortable with being angry, and although I knew that that's not how I wanted to be anymore, it also felt kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like something was telling me, no, Madison, you need to be mad. You have a right to be mad. But at the end of the day, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I needed. Okay, so I told God, I said, Lord, I forgive these people. I said, now you help my heart to align with what my mouth is saying. I said, I'm walking in love now, devil. You do not get the best of me anymore. Okay, you have no more control, because when you're walking in anything other than love, then Satan has control over you. That is Satan's playhouse. When you are walking in unforgiveness and bitterness and strife, anger, and jealousy and enviness, and, or did I say that right, and envy, when you're operating out of those spirits, that is an open door for the devil. And so I told God that, and I remember just declaring it over my life every single day. And I remember God telling me, okay, Madison, now your mind has to change, your attitude has to change. And I just began releasing everything to God, and I began praying to God, and I began asking him for what seemed back then like the impossible, which was, finally, Lord, like, give me some structure. Just put things together, God. Put things together, put things back together, however you want to do it. Get things in order. And I'm sitting here today talking to you guys. He is so faithful and so amazing. He did more than I ever could have imagined, more than I even asked him to do. But what I want you guys to take from that, the reason why I told you guys that story is not at all for you to feel sorry for me, okay? Because I don't even feel sorry for my own self, okay? No, I am not a victim. I am victorious, okay? The one who is in me is greater than the one who is against me. So you get what I'm saying. You get where I'm going with that, okay? But it's something that I went through, and I realized that before I came into this year, and before I obtained, or before I began to take in everything God has for me, then I had to let those things go. They can't come into this year with me. They cannot come into the next season of life with me, okay? That was that season. That was that chapter. It's closed, okay? And I don't want people to think that that's the only thing that went down in that season. I'm so grateful for it, that battle. I'm so grateful for it, because first of all, I learned that Jesus is never, ever far. He's always near. And I also learned that I can lean on him through anything. Whatever it is that I may go through, Jesus is always by my side, no matter what. So learned this one is so important to me. I learned how to fight my battles, okay? And when I say that, you fight your battles with your hands raised and your eyes closed, talking to God. So through prayer and through worship, it's how you fight your battles. And I realized that. And so in that season, although, like I said, you get your mind in the right place, and then everything won't seem so bad to you. Back then, my mind wasn't in the right place, but now I'm like, thank you, God. You know, thank you, God. Now I know how to handle these types of things. Now I know, I sit here and I declare that you are bigger, God. I've seen it. I've been through it, God. You've held my hand. You have brought me out on the other side, God. I see it now, Lord. So I went through those things, but I learned some valuable lessons that I will take with me for the rest of my life. So I am not at all, you know, like, I wish it never happened. It is what it is. Oh well. The devil tried to do these things right here, and I want you guys, if you're taking notes or whatever, I want you to get this right here. What Satan tried to do was Satan tried to distract me, and Satan tried to take me off course, okay? Distract me and take me off course. So why did Satan want to do those two things right there? For one, okay, he did not want me to have everything that God has for me, okay? God is cooking something for everybody, okay? And I know you want it, because he does the impossible, okay? Satan does not want you to get a hold to that. But this is the biggest one. The other reason why he distracted me and tried to take me off course was because he wanted me to stay stuck and not reach my purpose. Okay, so like I said, I remember so many days last year feeling like I was stuck and stagnant and just feeling like I wasn't moving. And trust me, I didn't want to move because of everything that was going on. I'm like, what is this? Okay, but then again, there would be days when I would try to pick my foot up and go, and I would, but at the same time, I still felt those waves of being stuck and not being able to move from time to time. And that is exactly what the devil wanted. If the devil can stop you from reaching your God-given purpose or fulfilling your purpose, because I feel like in life, especially with your walk with God, you don't just reach a destination and then stop. You walk it out. So if he could stop that, that is Satan's number one thing to do, okay? And I wasn't gonna allow that to happen, okay? There are too many people out here who need to be saved, who need to know Jesus, who need to hear about Jesus, who need to hear about my testimony, who need to hear about how he pulled me through, who need to hear about how I'm just you know, an ordinary person and I believe in Christ and all these things. There's too many people who need to hear about it. Too many people waiting on my anointing, okay, so that they can receive what they need and be healed and break through and all these kinds of things. I was not gonna let that happen. Devil, your request has been denied. That is why Satan did the things that he did. And there are some of you that may feel as if you are under attack right now. You may feel as if you went through, I mean, it may be right now, or you may feel as if you went through so much in 2019 and you feel like you honestly just could not take a break. Whether it be, I don't know which angle the enemy came at you from. I don't know. But I do want you to know these things right here. It crossed my mind a couple times last year. I'm like, God, like, am I being paid back for something that I did? And the answer is no. We need to get a clear visual of who Jesus is and who the devil is. But what I want you to know is the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. You guys to know that God does not put things on us to hurt us. That's not him. God's will was perfect from the beginning, and it always has been. But none of these things would happen. All this sin and trials and tribulations that began and started in the Garden of Eden with good old Adam and Eve. Yep. But that's not God. That's not how God operates. God is not going to say, you don't listen, I'm about to put this on you. No, God does not. God, how do I say it? Bad things and destructions and trials, they don't come from God, okay? Now, the enemy may send them your way, and God can work those or use those things to or he can help you to overcome those things, and they end up benefiting you. But he does not say, okay, Madison is, you know, draw a blank or whatever, so I'm gonna put this on her. That's just not how that operates at all. I also wanted you guys to know that whatever it is that you went through, whatever it is that you've been through, I don't know, Jesus knows, but you have to let it go. God has a purpose for your life. He has a plan for your life. And although I know it hurts, you probably feel like there's just absolutely no way this person could have done me like this, or there's just absolutely no way this could have been done the way that it was done. There's just absolutely no way. I feel like I'm about to break. And that's normal. It's normal to feel these emotions. But what I am telling you is we have a devil to crush each and every single day, and every single thing happens for a reason, okay? And while those things may have happened, and while you may feel however you feel, there is still a purpose for your life. There is still a plan for your life, and there is an enemy sitting and just hoping to God that you do not fulfill those plans that God has for your life. And that's just not the team that we're on, guys. We're on the winning team, okay? So you got to get up and you got to dust yourself off. And what I actually pictured a visualization of what I had to do last year. I stood up and I remember just thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm dusting myself off, and this person, they hit me with this, you know, okay, so out of jealousy they did this to me, okay? And so now what they did to me, what I had to realize was that they were jealous, and this led to them treating me this way, okay? So now, since they did that to me, I'm angry and I'm mad, okay? And so now I'm walking around here mad. So it's kind of like, yo, so now however they felt, okay, they shot their shot. I'm operating out of this ungodly spirit, and that was not going to help me to flourish in this new year. That wasn't going to had I continue to operate out of the spirits that I were operating out of, and being angry and being just bitter and all those kinds of things, the last of my 2019 would not have been as good as it was. I would not have experienced that breakthrough if I didn't listen and just take those things off and give it to God. And that's what I had to do. So you are upset because of whatever they've done to you, but now you don't realize that you're harboring unforgiveness. And so you're too busy pointing the finger at them for what they did. He did this, she said that, whoop-de-woo, whatever. But now look at you, look at yourself. Now you're operating out of something that God does not approve of, that does not make God feel good, that doesn't make him smile, that actually breaks his heart. So look at yourself now. And that's what I had to say. Madison, you sit up here and you mad at these people, but sis, you're bitter now. You're angry, okay? You're walking around mad every day. You're taking it out on the people who care the most about you. So I had to stand up, and I began taking them one by one. Okay, Madison, you won't be bitter anymore. God, you can have it. Okay, Madison, you will forgive them. That was the hardest one. God, you can have it. Okay, and it wasn't at all as easy as I'm saying it now, okay, but clearly it's doable. With God, all things are possible, because I'm here today and I'm in a totally different place, and God has taken me out of that. Okay, I've gone through that storm, and now I'm where I am today. Okay, but I would not be here, I would not be armored up the way I am and ready to take on this new year had I not took those things off of me and gave them to God. I'm telling y'all, God can do far more with those things than you could ever do. Ever. And I'm not even going to begin to explain different scenarios of how things could work out if you try to handle them yourself. Give it to God, and you are going to feel so much off of your shoulders, first of all, because I remember, you know, just waking up and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And still to this day, okay, because Satan, and that's what I meant to tell y'all, when God shows up, so is the devil. Even now, like, still to this day, I'll be driving and then I'll get like a flashback, and I'm like, you know, and I can just feel the devil, you know, just trying to make me upset or try to make me mad about the situation. But no, I'm not mad. You know, I've hurting people before. You know what I'm saying? I've been the reason why somebody was upset and broken before. So it is what it is. I even have to tell him, still to this day, I was on the interstate the other day and I was driving and I had like a vision, and I'm like, nope, not today, devil. And I cut my worship music up even louder and I kept on going. And God has so much in store for me in 2020. And if you think that I'm gonna allow an attack of the enemy to hold me back from everything that God has for me, you have lost your mind. So don't allow that to happen to you either. God has so much in store for you, but before you can go and tackle these things that God has for you this year, before you can obtain the things that God has for you this year and flourish and prosper the way he wants you to, you gotta let it go. You have to let it go, and that's just all there is to it. And I'm praying for each and everybody who is watching this video, who will come across this video. I'm praying for people out there with heavy hearts. I'm praying that you just let go and that you let God. That is the title of this video, to let go and let God. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below anything that you have to say to me. So I want to stop by and say hello. Well, hello to you too. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You'll be notified every single time I post a video. I will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.